Hey guys, well, it's a pretty cloudy day today. It's been raining. Rained yesterday and it rained again this morning, so now it's all cleared. It's just cloudy. Because I did check the radar, it doesn't appear to be any rain near us. I'm about to go to my grandparents' house to go and cut their grass. Actually, I gotta cut both grandparents' house for today, and then tomorrow I'll start back at work. And so today is Memorial Day, so I thought I'd just do a little update video on the cars and do a start up on my car and my mother's car. I don't have the keys for the Chevy Cobalt, so I won't be starting it. Actually, there is one problem with the car, just as I just start to begin with the update on it. It actually has a leak and it somehow leaks from the inside whenever it rains, and it gets the floorboards all wet. So don't really know for sure on where the leak is coming from. And still with the ignition problem, just like on a lot of the Cobalts, and that's the reason why GM had recalled them. And so, yeah. And so with my car here, which is a 1999 Pontiac Grand Am GT. And so it's been working great. Got a brand new tail light on it, which definitely looks good. That my mother had ordered on Amazon. So it looks really great. It's been working great. How do you like my my license plate covers? Yeah, I wanted to do that. Since I do have brand new license plates on my car, I don't want to show them. And also, especially on the Mercedes, since it got its license plates put on just over a month ago. See, we've had this car now for just 2 months. Yeah, the car's a little bit dirty, but not too much. I washed it last week, and I actually used my pressure washer on it, and it actually did a pretty good job on washing my car. Yep. Also, we'll also go inside it, and actually, I don't have my keys. I only got keys for the Mercedes, so let me go back and get my car keys. Alright, so finally got my keys. Now we can get inside. It's all dark just because I have the visor put up, just to protect the interior. This top piece here, I've had it replaced before, and that one trim around the defrost vent, it's just all cracked. I've tried to actually fix that, and yeah, that's just my only flaw on this car. So overall, it's been a really good car, but just my only gripe about it is just the interior is not the greatest, because it just has been falling apart on me ever since I've had the car. Even this piece here for this too, it's even broke right off. See, it's supposed to be just like on this one. So yeah, definitely not the greatest. And even a plastic piece like on the seat belt, it's even broken off before. See, there's supposed to be one just like you see on that seat belt, but probably from wear and tear. But oh well. Seen also from right here. Also, even right here, I always tuck this in, but no matter how many times I keep tucking that in, just wants to come out. But even though this car, it's 15 years old, it's almost starting to get to its age. But everywhere else inside is not too bad. That's just what happens though when they do get old. And especially these last couple of years, I've been having to spend so much money on also getting the car worked on, between with issues with the air conditioning and all that. So I'll open up the hood. If I can get this up. Oh, there we go. And as y'all already know, this is the 3.4 liter V6 engine, which is on the GT model like that you see here. I think on their sedan models, which would be the SE, would come with the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine and the 3.1 liter V6 engine. And so, yeah, since the GT model, it has, of course, a little bigger engine. So, yeah, just like 2 years ago, see, I've had a problem with the serpentine belt having a squealing noise, which was caused by the water pump. The water pump apparently was leaking, and which that ended up costing me, oh man, between that and there was other stuff that had to be done. I think a new fuel filter, I can't remember what else, but it all cost me around, oh man, over $1,600 or $1,700. And plus I needed the refrigerant also refilled on my AC as well. And then just last year I ended up having to do some more, had to have some more repairs done on this because my AC wasn't blowing cold again, and apparently needed a new compressor, which that ended up costing me a lot of money too. Between that and then a couple of other stuff, which that ended up costing me like $1,800. So hopefully for a third time I won't have to do all of this stuff anymore. And y'all probably are kind of thinking, I am considering possibly getting a new vehicle probably next year, mainly just because of, since that this car is getting old and it's been costing me so much money just to get some repairs done to it. But even though so far it's been good now. The one issue that I have been having with this car just every once in a while is sometimes the car will start and then die, and it's just because of with the security system, which is a common problem on these earlier GM vehicles from the late 90s and the early 2000s. I know there is a way that you can bypass it though, but usually what I do is, like, when the security light is blinking, I just let the car just sit until that security light will stop blinking, and then once that security light stops blinking, the car starts right up. It actually did happen to me just recently, just when I was getting ready to go to work, and I was so worried that I would be late for work. It almost got me late for work. So, yep. So, without further ado, we'll just do a little startup. Oh yeah, the keys are in the car. So it's a warm start. It was just running earlier ago. Oh, sorry about that. The car's got 60,938 miles, so I've definitely been putting some miles on this thing just from going to work, and also for like 2 straight weekends I've been going out to my aunt's place. Alright, let's see how she starts. And she started up perfect. And so yeah. Oh, that thing just runs perfect though. Gotta love them GM 3.4 liter V6 engines. I've never had any problems with the engine itself. Just the only issue that I've had with this engine was some intake gaskets. I think I had those replaced like 10 years ago, and they're still holding up really good because it was causing a coolant leak, which I believe it's just due to the Dexcool antifreeze that's used on these GM vehicles. So ever since then it's been fine. See, and I've had the alternator replaced just 10 years ago. The original alternator only lasted for like 5 years. This one's been in it for 10 years and it's still working excellent. Of course, a new water pump, a new compressor. So it definitely blows nice cold air too. I can just turn the air up just a little bit. Oh yeah. Also, my only problem is every once in a while the knobs, if I can just pull this one out, yeah, from right here, as you can see right there, there's a crack, and it causes the knob on the controllers, on the climate controls on the AC and heating to not work that well. I don't know how many times I've had to replace these. I've had to replace a few of these, and they're definitely not cheap, I can tell you that. So, yep, I know I've had to replace one on here and also on this one too. They're easy to replace, but just like I said, they do cost quite a bit. So as for like a new vehicle, I'm thinking about getting possibly the new 2015 Chevy Colorado. I decided on a pickup truck over a car, just because that usually, like on my days off from work, I usually, you know, go to my grandparents' house, both of their houses, to actually cut grass. It would probably be a bit more convenient to like put some of my lawn equipment in, whereas on my car I'd have to fold down the back seats, which, I mean, it's not that hard, but sometimes it can be a pain in the butt. Yeah, that's actually my vest I wear from work. since I do work in a warehouse, if that's what y'all are curious about, on what those vest. So, yep. So I think the new 2015 Chevy Colorados will probably be my future new vehicle, and I've heard that they're going to come out with a 2.8 liter 4-cylinder diesel, which that'll be nice. I'll get a diesel one, just because with not just with the power, but also they have good fuel economy too, just like on my mother's car too. My mother gets over 35 miles per gallon on this, and that's pretty good for a diesel. So yeah. Alright, so let's shut her down. Yep, still a good car. I'll try to get that rod down so I can get the hood closed. Alright. So now we'll check out the Mercedes. So we've had this for just over 2 months now. So this is a 2014 Mercedes-Benz GLK 250. This is the diesel model, GLK 250. They also have a gas model called the GLK 350. So, yep. It's kind of dark in here too, just because of its visor. That's a really nice visor, and this is actually a genuine Mercedes-Benz visor on this car. Yep. So, let's start it up too. It's also a warm start because I just drove it over by my grandparents' house. Since they're not over at their house down here, they're at their farm, because their mailbox would get full every once in a while, especially since the fact there's no mail today on Memorial Day. And let me show you all the miles. As you can see right there, yep, 1,017.84. I think that's the correct. I think that's the actual mileage on the bottom. I'm not too sure if that could be it on top, but anyways, so over 1,700 miles, which that's usually from driving with my mother, driving this thing to work and back. Usually my mother's workplace is actually not that far from where I work, so it takes about maybe 30 minutes. And let's start it up. This one don't need no key for it. Basically just leave the key in your pocket. With the push button, all you gotta do is just push the brake pedal and then just simply just push the start button. And of course she started right up. And let's open its hood. Alright, hold on a second. Let me find the latch here. There we go. So this one here has the 2.1 liter 4-cylinder diesel twin turbo. Boy, that's just smooth running. It actually sounds quieter though in real life than it actually does on the video. And a little quick look at the exhaust. Definitely cannot smell the exhaust though, that's for sure. Just because that's a Bluetech, meaning that's kind of like their own name for the clean diesel, is what Volkswagen would call it, a clean diesel, like on some of their cars. What it actually is an additive that's called diesel exhaust fluid that you would add, and that's why it lets out some clean exhaust, and you can't hardly smell it either. Unlike on my car, being that it's gas. Yep. So I think this is probably the reason on why that my next new vehicle will be a diesel, just because of with their power and good fuel economies too. Yeah, it says they're diesel. And somewhere inside the very back of the car is the diesel exhaust fluid reservoir, which I think you only have to have it refilled about every 9,000 to 10,000 miles. Now from in the car on the instrument cluster, it will actually tell you for sure, like when you would need to have your diesel exhaust fluid refilled. Now I don't know what would actually happen, like if you do let the diesel exhaust fluid run out on these. I would hear that some people say that it would not start, but I'm not too sure about that. So probably every time whenever my mother gets her car all serviced, it'll probably be all topped off with diesel exhaust fluid, which that way we won't have to worry about doing it ourselves, which you can buy diesel exhaust fluid at AutoZone. So yep. Yeah, sorry for the background music. I'll turn that down a little bit. I know YouTube does not like music. Cool. So my mother's got about maybe a half a tank of diesel. Price for diesel around here is around $3.56 a gallon, which is actually not too bad. It's actually cheaper than buying the premium unleaded fuel, which I've been running that in my car. And actually, believe it or not, the price of diesel over near my aunt's place, which is over in Weatherford, the price for diesel is much higher. It's around $3.89 a gallon, as what it was at a couple of the stations over there. And besides, my aunt has a Volkswagen TDI diesel, and also her boyfriend John. Actually, both of their vehicles are diesel. See, her boyfriend John has a Dodge Ram 3500 with a Cummins diesel. So yeah, and also not to mention they also got to have diesel for their Kubota tractor as well. And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure like in their area, over in the area from where my aunt lives, there's probably a station, a gas station that probably carries diesel at a cheaper price. Usually for us, usually it's either Walmart or Kroger that has one of the cheapest prices on diesel. That's where we usually fill this thing up at, which is either Walmart or Kroger, because they always have a very good price on diesel and gas as well. Alright, so let's shut her down. So that's the little update on the cars, and plus the startups on my 1999 Pontiac Grand Am GT and my mother's 2014 Mercedes-Benz GLK 250 with the 2.1 liter 4-cylinder BlueTech diesel, or clean diesel is what you would call it, which Mercedes-Benz they call it BlueTech, which basically it requires diesel exhaust fluid. Alright, so I'll close up the hood. Alright, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and so thanks for watching.